time for another Quick Out, the show where I throw you the latest Packer news, make some very raw comments on it, and we have a good old-fashioned discussion about it. Today, Rob Demovski of ESPN Packers, he reported that the Packers are in talks with Richard Rodgers' agent about re-signing him. I'm not sure how I feel about this, to be honest with you. I think, for the most part, Richard Rodgers has this place in our hearts because he was the recipient of the Hail Mary against the Detroit Lions, which was an amazing play, granted, and a fantastic catch. However, if I think about, and again, it's a quick out, so I haven't done any research, but in just kind of thinking thinking back on Richard Rodgers' career, he's not been good in blocking, regardless of whether it's pass blocking or run blocking. He's got good hands, and he has been clutch late in games, but I'm not even sure that he had a scoring play this past season, so I'm just not sure if I were in the Packers' position whether I would bring Richard Rodgers back. Whether he comes back or not, honestly, whether we should bring him back or not really depends on a couple of factors. Number one, are there any tight ends out there in free agency that we could pick up? And I'm not honestly sure that there are. I guess Jimmy Graham he's available, but I don't know that I'm just not sure that we could get him, whether it be his price tag would be too high, or I haven't watched Jimmy Graham play much lately, whether he's in decline, I don't know. But that's, as far as I can tell, that's the only tight end option that might be out there in free agency. We also might pick up a tight end in the draft, and we've got a ton of draft picks this season, so it's possible that they may be relying on the draft picks as an opportunity to fill some of the tight end woes we've had lately. But I just don't know enough about the draft to know whether there's a really good candidate available. I can't see us picking a tight end at position 14 in round 1 of the draft. But if there are some good prospects later on, maybe we pick one of those up. Potentially, the Packers see Lance Kendricks as the Packers' starting tight end going forward, and Richard Rodgers is just, again, that kind of fill-in player that he's been the last couple of seasons. Again, with Lance Kendricks, I'm a Wisconsin boy. He's a Wisconsin player, and I wish the best for him, but he has not been good. And so I just don't see Lance Kendricks as being able to fill that number 1 tight end role. So I really, really want to know what you guys think about the fact that the Packers are even talking to Richard Rodgers about what options they might have to fill this tight end role that we've been lacking in lately. I mean, the offense has been stellar aside from the tight end position, pretty much from Jermichael Finley on. So I really want to know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. Let's have a talk about whether or not the Packers should bring back Richard Rodgers.